Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Unleash Your Potential. My name is John Brucato. I'm your host. Here at this podcast, we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Here with me today is one of my close friends, Lilly Powell. I'm so excited. We've been talking about doing this for a few months, and we finally pulled the trigger and were able to make it happen. Good morning, Lilly.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Oh my goodness, this is great. Yeah, so Lilly, in my opinion, is the best interior designer in the entire city of Houston. Whether you live northwest like Cypress, southeast like League City, or you're on the northeast, the southwest, or anything in between, she is the go-to person. But more importantly than that, she's a beautiful person. And her heart is so big. And I'm just so excited that we're here today, Lilly. Yeah, so Lilly, which part of town are you from originally here?
So I originally moved to Houston. We were in the Heights area.
Okay.
And then, like everybody else, we moved to the Burbs when we had a baby. So we're in Cypress now.
Yeah, okay. Which part of Cypress, by the way? It's so big.
We are near Luetta and 249.
Oh, I love that area. That's great. Okay. And, Lilly, when you moved to Houston, were you always in business for yourself, or what were you doing before that?
No, I was a finance and accounting recruiter for oil and gas companies.
Wow. Okay. So you worked, it's kind of like the 9-to-5 type deal, and you were staffing people for your company.
Mm-hmm.
Were you just for like one exclusive company, or were you staffing people at multiple companies?
No, one exclusive company.
Wow. Okay. And what like gave you that spark that said, I need to get out of here? Like what was that? What happened there?
Basically working for someone else. It was just, they were calling all the shots. We wanted to start a family, and Kirby and Z was born out of necessity to have that flexibility with my schedule, be a mom, and do what I love.
Yeah. Well, so I was going to ask you, did you wait till your kids were grown to start your business, or?
No.
Okay.
No, she was probably about 18 months when I decided this is not good for me. Having to work the long hours, picking her up at 6 when the daycare closed. It's not what she signed up for. So I pulled the trigger and.
Wow. What was the conversation between you and your husband when you were thinking about this?
It was raining during the monsoon season here in Houston.
Yeah.
And I just called him and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And he's like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I don't know. And a friend of mine asked me the age-old question of, if you could do anything and money wasn't important, what would you do? And my response was decorate. I love to decorate. And so that's what I did.
Wow. That's powerful. Talking about having courage too, what were those emotions you were feeling when you were making that decision?
Insecure.
Yeah.
A little imposter syndrome. Can I really do this? Am I really going to be good at it? After 10 years, I think I'm okay.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That was my next question. How long has it been? He said it's been about 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years.
Wow. That's so cool. And, when it comes to your business, what's your normal clientele? What kind of people do you usually like to meet?
Typically, it's going to be a homeowner. My demographic has been women over the age of 40, usually single, with or without kids, looking for sprucing up their homes. The other demographic is divorced men, oddly enough, that the woman or the wife, did a lot of their decorating, moving things around, buying new furniture. Those are typically my two clientele that I picked up.
Yeah, so people in those stages of life, you almost make them feel inspired, and you restore some of their, or maybe even help them create a new identity with their home. That's so powerful.
Yeah. The other type that I like to focus on as well, and have kind of been focusing my attention on, is aging in place. So it's going to be empty nesters.
Yeah.
Seasoned clients that are looking to stay in their homes and not have to move into an assisted living or anything like that.
Sure.
I am certified aging in place.
Wow.
And so that's been a lot of fun, is working with that demographic.
That's cool. And so, your day to day, Lilly, are you like all in your business every day, or are you like, you do some stuff in the morning, then you go do some personal stuff, then you go do some stuff in the afternoon? Like what's your day normally look like?
All of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just varies. If Olivia has something going on at school, or if, they'll ask, she's learned to ask, like, hey, I want to spend time with you. Let's do something.
So your daughter's like 12.
Yep. Yeah, she's 13.
13, okay.
And so, yeah, it just varies. And so that's the best part of being able to own my business is I schedule my appointments, I get, my clients in, and I get my child and my husband and my friends, and it all just seems to be working.
Yeah, okay. I think it's a powerful thing, by the way, Lily, the example you set for your daughter. Like, she's seeing mom go for it, right? And not just go for it, but she's seeing mom win.
Yes.
And it's such a powerful message you send to her. Wow. So we're gonna jump into our discussion because I think your story aligns so well with people that plug into our podcast. Unleash your potential. Where people have something inside. I believe everyone has something inside of them. I really believe that. But whether it might be fear, or limiting beliefs, or maybe past experiences, they never take that step, right? And the fact that you were at that crossroads where you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. But it's not just that you don't want to do it anymore. It's like, your daughter needed you, so, and whether you thought you could or you thought you couldn't, you still took the step anyway. Right. So let's talk about how have things in business for you changed over the last 10 years? Like, right from, do you remember like what it was like when you first started? Would you describe that for everybody?
So as I began the journey of being, a business owner, I would take every job, all the jobs at the beginning. Now they've gotten, or I've gotten a little bit pickier on what the jobs that I take and the people that I work with. And honestly, it's to protect my peace.
Yeah.
If there is a client that, you just see all these red flags. Yeah, no. Like, I'm going to do everything that I can to protect my peace, but also give my client what I want and still be able to do the interior design, which is fun for me.
So. Yeah. So you're saying like in the early years, you took every appointment you could find. What was that like for like your personal life and your business? Like, what was the balance like in that time?
It was a little stressful.
Yeah.
Because it's, at the very beginning, you're not sure, what needs all of your time. We had a small child, so that took up a lot of my time.
Yeah.
My husband was traveling. And so I was, staying up late, working extra hours, getting up early to balance everything out. Now, not so much.
Yeah.
Everything has just kind of evolved. Everything has its place. I'm in bed by about 10.
That's good. Well, I think that's one of the things I think a lot of people misunderstand. It's like when you go into business for yourself, the first few years are just chaos, but you're paying that price to now live the life that you have, which is you do what you want to do realistically, when you want to do it, Was your husband really supportive in the beginning, or what was that like?
He's always been very supportive. He didn't really know what we were venturing into because he's not a business owner, and he and I are so different, and I think that's why we work together.
Yeah.
I am fly by the seat of my pants. He says that I look at the world through rose-colored glasses, and he's an engineer. So that's
very different. That's very different.
Yeah, very different. So we work well together. But he's always just been very supportive, but he's my anchor. Like I tease, and he's my accountant, he's my attorney, he's all the things. I bounce everything off of him.
That's awesome.
So yeah, he's just been super supportive.
So he's been along for the ride, is what you're saying. That's great. And what does he do? I know he's an engineer, but what does he do?
He works in commercial insurance.
Okay, so he works on the engineering side of that stuff.
Nope, it's just insurance.
Oh, okay. So he's now in the insurance space.
Yeah, his degree, he's a chemical engineer by degree.
Yeah.
He's an Aggie.
Yeah. Oh no, I can't. Out of respect, I'm not going to talk trash. Go Tigers. Anyway, we got Thanksgiving game coming up. All right.
Yes. But no, he works in insurance, and it's just a little niche market that they've found.
Yeah. That's cool. I might even know him unintentionally. Like, I don't know I don't think I've met him, but I probably know him unintentionally just from the industry.
Yeah, you may.
That's actually really funny. What's his name?
Eric Powell.
Eric Powell. Which company is he at? Do you know?
Risk.
No, I don't know. Well, okay, so I know the company, but I don't know him personally.
Yeah.
I have a couple of people in that space that are in really niche kind of commercial insurance markets,
Yeah.
But that's cool. So, but going backwards, do you guys go to a bunch of Aggie games or no?
We're there at every game.
Are you really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We're
Kool-Aid.
That's awesome. We're season ticket holders for Aaron and I for LSU.
Yeah.
So I guess what we're saying is that I'll see you at the game.
I will see you at the game. We're putting it together. Yes.
That's great. Deborah's going to be there. Ben's going to be there.
Perfect.
Lydia. David might be there. Miller. So yeah, it's going to be great. At the last local LSU event, I actually ran into everybody. unintentionally. We didn't even like text ahead of time. I literally just ran into them. It was at Minute Maid Park, and LSU. I think it was part of a baseball thing or whatever. And we just ran into everybody, which is kind of cool. So
that's cool. No, we'll plan this.
Yeah,
out.
we will. So we're gonna be friends in the parking lot, and then the people are going down in the stadium. Like it's
frenemies.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And we're still gonna love each other afterwards, right?
Absolutely.
Just what happens on the field stays on the field. That's good. Okay, so moving along. When was that moment for you where you said, okay, I could take my foot off the gas, where I don't have to go full speed ahead. I can get a little bit more choosy with the clientele I'm bringing on.
I would say it was about 2 years ago. I don't know what shifted. Actually, I do know what shifted. I got to a point where I needed to just be around strong women.
Yeah, sure.
Like-minded. Supportive women that were just going to pour into me and I could pour into them.
Yeah,
and that's when the shift started.
That's awesome.
So I started surrounding myself and purposely picking who I want to be friends with and who I want to associate with and just be with. And that's what started the whole shift. And I'm a strong believer that if you do what you love and you do it right and passionately and wholeheartedly, like the money just comes.
It does.
And for me, like that's the cherry on top, being able to do what I love and get paid for it.
Yeah, well, and I think it's because you were willing to work for what you love doing, right? A lot of people, when they make that shift and they jump into business, they don't realize the first couple of years that you've got to grind it out. Like you've got to put work behind it, where you're going to have no balance to then have a lifetime of balance, right? And the reason why I asked you that is because you said about 2 years ago. So if you've been in business 10 years, that means it took about 8 years for you to find that good balance, right? And I don't think people really understand that. It's like I was talking to some of my people just the other day. The first 2 to 5 years are like literal chaos. Like you literally take every appointment, every free moment you have is going towards your business. If somebody works and they're starting a part-time business, like all your free time goes into your business. And then what'll happen is after 3, 4, 5 years, you start to have some systems in place, and you start, okay, I'm pretty good at this thing, and I know you prove that you can make money.
Build your confidence.
Right. Build your and then you become the person who deserves balance. So what do you think things look like moving forward, Lily, with your business? I mean, we're 10 years in. What does it look like?
Well, as I was telling you earlier, doing a lot of policy and procedure, and that's just part of the growth that I want. And so I am hoping to build, an interior design firm that's not just interior design. Like I want to go into accessories, and I'm slowly building that out.
What does that mean, accessories? What do you mean?
So a lot of times when a client hires you, I have a client right now in particular, they're building their forever home. They have already some existing pieces of furniture that are coming with us. We're also having some stuff built and bought for them.
Yeah.
And so part of my job is once we get them moved in, we accessorize the home.
Yeah.
So that's going to be draperies, lamps, rugs, chairs.
That makes sense.
Accessorizing.
Okay.
So I'd like to expand into that as well.
All right. Well, that's a heck of a vision, and I love that. How important do you think it has been over the last 10 years for you to have a vision of what you want your business and your life to look like?
Oh God, you have to have a vision. If not, you don't know where you're going.
Yeah.
It's a roadmap. This is our goal.
Yeah. Has your vision changed over time? Has it been the same thing? Talk about that for a second.
So at the beginning, it was more of a vision of just being an entrepreneur, just being able to hold my own, have it. Now that I feel like I've achieved that, like I have it, I've done it. So my goal now is to make it bigger and better.
Yeah.
And help as many people as I can while doing it. And I just feel like if my mindset is in helping people, that just becomes something different at that point in time.
Yeah, I hear you. Now, I think one of the things that people don't understand is you don't get to greatness on your own, right? It does take a village.
Yeah.
While you were building the business, who are some of those people that maybe supported your home life or helped you in your business? Who are some of those people that helped you grow?
First and foremost, God.
Yeah, amen.
I'm Very spiritual.
Yeah.
I always ask the question, for guidance and, put the right people in my path.
Yeah.
And it's always happened. Secondly, my husband, like, he's been my biggest cheerleader, my biggest supporter, and my best friend, Michelle. Like,
Wow.
she's like, I can call her and be like, hey, and she's just there.
Yeah.
We'll go, she's got a family of her own. We have, two separate lives going on, but we always manage to find each other and just be like,
Yeah.
hey, like, I need help.
That's
So,
awesome. And it's great that you have some foxhole buddies, right? Because
oh
when
yeah.
things get tough, you need people in your foxhole with you.
Yeah.
That's awesome, and so we're gonna, in just a few minutes, we're gonna wrap up. But I think it would be really cool for you to talk a little bit about, maybe some stuff you've done, maybe with your daughter. Now that you have flexibility, or even when you were building it, the flexibility you did have. What are some of those things you've been able to do with your daughter that maybe you wouldn't have been able to do when you were at your 9 to 5?
Go on vacation with her.
Yeah.
Show her the world. I had a very humble upbringing, so traveling was not something that I got to do. So now that I'm older, and I have the means to do it,
Yeah.
the freedom, the time to take her and show her, all the things, that to me is spectacular.
Yeah.
Being able to give her that.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I'll tell you, children, I don't know what age it is, but I want to say maybe under 14, 15 years old, so right around her age. At some point, or maybe it's a little older, but at some point they like lose their ability to dream. Like, when you're like, think back when like we were like 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, like we want to be an astronaut, or we want to be, the entrepreneur that owns the world, or we want to, be a cop or a firefighter or a ballerina or whatever it is, right? And somewhere along the way, our dreams just get stolen from us. And I don't know if that happened to you, when you were going through your schooling or your corporate, jobs in the past, and so people that are plugging in that have maybe lost that childlike belief, what would you say to somebody like that, that might inspire them to make a change?
I would say you need to find that inner child.
Yeah.
And it's hard sometimes to go back there, but what I have,
Yeah.
I have a picture of 7-year-old me.
Wow.
On my computer, and anytime I have an achievement, I'm like, you did this.
Yeah.
You got this.
Wow.
And so I would just say, like, dig deep, like go find that dream. It's in there.
Yeah.
And I'm a strong believer that when you have that dream, God, universe, whoever you believe in, puts the right people in your path, but you've got to take that chance. Like, you've got to work at it. You've got to believe in yourself, and you've got to have faith that I'm jumping in, it's gonna work. And it does.
Yeah.
So, but it's hard. I get it. It's very hard to have that faith.
Yeah, and that's a powerful thing you said there, Lily, because I think, and I was talking, it's been a while. I want to have Meg back again, by the way, for those who loved hanging out with Meg. I've had Meg, in here a couple times, and we were talking about that faith and fear are the exact same thing. Yeah. They're just polar opposites. Yeah. They're both believing in things that haven't happened yet, but one is limiting and paralyzing, and the other is empowering, right? So what do you think has allowed you to have faith all these years in your business?
Ooh, probably my upbringing.
Yeah.
My parents were super religious.
Yeah.
A little bit more than what I would have liked. But they did. They planted that seed of, having faith. And I've just, through different things that have happened in my life, like not being able to have a child, but still having that faith that I'm going to be a mom one day.
Yeah.
Here we are. She's 13 and she's killing it. She's an awesome kid.
That's awesome.
So yeah, just you grow by, you just got to take that leap of faith. You jump in, see it happen. And so the next time, another obstacle or challenge comes along, you're just like, hey, we got through this. We can get through, what's up ahead.
Yeah, I love that message, Lily. Yeah. Now, we're going to wrap things up, but, Lily, if somebody wanted to get in touch with you, maybe they want to have you build out their home and design their dream home. Maybe they want, a kitchen or a bathroom remodeled, or maybe they need to make their house more accessible. What's the ways that they can get a hold of you if they want to connect with you?
They can go to my website, Kirby and Z Interior Design. They could call me. My number's on there.
Yeah, I'll put that in the show notes. Okay, that's the best way to connect with you. Okay, and do you have just some references that people can see some of the work that you've done? Yeah. Okay, great.
There's gallery of photos in there.
That's awesome. Okay. Well, hey guys, we're gonna wrap up. And actually, Lily, one last question just popped in my head. A lot of times in businesses like yours or like mine, strategic alliances can be really, really powerful, right? They can be really impactful. So who are some of those other business owners that you like to connect with? That maybe there might be a way you can refer them business and they can refer you business. Who are some of those business owners?
Absolutely. I'd love to be introduced to a mortgage broker,
Sure.
a real estate agent,
Yeah.
someone that is doing anything aging in place wise. So if, if you know someone that is having kids going into college,
Yeah.
they want to stay there in their homes,
Yeah.
that type of person, and the divorce attorney.
Okay, great. Yeah, that's good. That's good. So you guys heard that divorce attorney people that mostly deal with people on the back end of their kids. Maybe their kids are getting ready to go to college. People that are maybe getting Medicare. People that are mortgage brokers, real estate agents. So if you're plugging in, go connect with Lily. And guys, we're gonna sign out. Hopefully you enjoy what we put together. If you guys haven't liked or followed us yet, go find us on Instagram at unleash your _ potential podcast, or on YouTube at unleash your potential _ 2024. And we're going to be back again next week with more content. Guys, we'll see you later.